Multiversus. Another attempt at a platform fighter that is aimed at capturing the same essence as Super Smash Bros. With its unique characters and gameplay.
Because Cola had a lot of momentum there.
Yeah.
Now Meister's just coming out swinging.
Oh!
But becomes an unfinished product, lacking basic content, sprinkled with some weird design choices, and complemented with an absurdly high paywall. Basically only adding to the ever-growing pile of Face Smash clones. Oh wait, that's Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl. Multiversus, Warner Bros. Attempt at a successful platform fighter. Developed by the studio Player First Games, the game has the ambition to be a very polished and successful game.
What the fuck is that?
The numbers speaks for themselves. 12 million players have already downloaded it, and doesn't look like it's stopping anytime soon. But you know me, I don't play games like a normal person.
Oh yeah, better play wins, I guess. What? Among Us! Killed him. Oh, no, killed him. Killed him. Killed him.
Exactly.
I'm done playing this game. GG guys!
Like mentioned earlier, this game is using Warner Bros. License for its roster of characters, meaning that you can see Shaggy beat the living shit out of Harley Quinn.
What are you?
An idiot sandwich.
The art style of this game, while not the most impressive, is still very competent. It's an art style that will ensure that the game never looks old. In fact, this is what I said about the art style the first time I played Multiversus.
I can't stand the graphics. They're so fucking ugly.
I don't think they're that bad.
Well, okay. Smash Bros. Melee from 2001 looks similar.
The design of characters is brilliant, and unlike that other game that forgot voice acting, seriously, how did you fuck this up? The voices of the characters are actually top-notch, and it's not surprising considering the amounts of talents that are voicing them, and the voice lines themselves are also pretty faithful and funny.
Yeah, I've seen weirder. The stretchy dog will make a fine trophy on my wall.
You'd have never left your old job, Harley.
And wait, there is swear words in the 2022 game? No way.
Pigeon. Holy shit burgers!
The moveset is also very brilliant, because they managed to take iconic moves from the characters, giving them their own personality, but they also made it so the combat works well with them. If you don't understand what I mean by that, let me just take an example of the game that did it badly.
Oh shit, here we go again.
I promise, I'm not trying to bury this game to the ground, but it did so many things wrong that it's just hard to not mention it when talking about bad decisions in a fighting game. In that game,
in All-Star Brawl, Helga's up light attack is an uppercut, but then Cat Dog's up light is an uppercut. April O'Neil swings a mic in an uppercut motion. Patrick swings a Krabby Patty in an uppercut motion. See the problem here? There are multiple examples of movesets being weirdly homogenized across the roster. And that ain't the only move with an awkward animation for its role. Reptar's light up air is a high kick on a character the animation doesn't fit well on, using a pose that honestly make more sense on the ground. Toph's light down air, a sudden headbutt, is jarring with how fast it comes and goes. Honestly, it'd have worked better as a strong down air with a more pronounced animation. And it's far from the only move that feels too sped up. Look at Korra's or SpongeBob's light down attacks. I get that they're light hits, but honestly, these moves could have been more drawn out to better fit the animations. And some strong attacks don't feel like they have the right amount of oomph to feel like strong attacks. And why does Reptar's grounded down strong feel so soft? Maybe this should have been sped up and made his down light, while his current down light took its place. And some other strong attacks just feel off.
Spike is a dunk, Bugs Bunny utility is ripped directly from the shows, and special point for Tom and Jerry. Tom is just trying to hit Jerry the entire time, kind of like the other guy isn't his main focus, which is funny. When playing Multiversus for the first time, something caught my attention, and it was the movement. The game is very floaty. Just like Brawlhalla. I mean, you have 2 jumps, 2 air dodges, 2 up specials that makes you gain vertical height, character falls like they're balloons, and like it wasn't enough, you can also use attacks to come back on stage. It creates a weird feeling moving around the first time, but after some time you get accustomed to it really fast, and the physics are made smooth by removing all the barriers that will injure that movement. For example, there is no separation between the initial dash and the normal dash, making dash dancing very easy, unlike Melee with its very demanding timing.
Dash back. The act of going from a neutral standing position to turning around and dashing away at full speed. To do this and skip the relatively lengthy turnaround animation requires a 1-frame input on the player's controller from a neutral position past the walking zone and into the dash zone. For perspective, 1 frame in Melee, which runs at 60 frames per second, is 16 milliseconds. You have, at most, the time it takes for this counter to increase by 1 to complete this motion and not have it fuck up. I say at most because the odds of you beginning this motion right at the beginning of a frame are very low, so on average, you'll have about half the time it takes for this counter to increase by 1. All to do this. I'm dead fucking serious.
But also very smooth, unlike Brawl and Stashback that just has extra frames for no reason. Yeah, who would have thought that making something simpler would be more appealing? And just like the latter game, it ditches the rock paper scissors balance mechanic. If you don't know what it is, essentially it's...
No! No! Yes. Fuck! Defeat.
Jokes aside, it's just a way that fighting game found to keep a general balance to the game by allowing a counterplay to each strategy. For example, I'm gonna take Smash. In Smash, when someone is shielding, you counter it by grabbing. When someone is grabbing, you counter it by attacking. And when someone is attacking, you counter it by shielding. All methods counter each other, making sure you always have an opportunity to counterattack the other guy. Instead, in that game, dodging is the main defensive options, and beyond just being a defensive tool, it's also an integral part of everything you will be doing in this game. Neutral, edge guard,
Oh, you're cringe, you're playing cringe.
combo game, you name it. And speaking about combo game, the combos in this game are really satisfying.
No way, right?
Damn! The sound, the feeling. It's weird to explain, but it's the same feeling as eating a nice pizza with lots of cheese. Just like this game. There is a lot of cheese in this game, but thankfully the dev seems to be on the lookout for them. I think.
Did I die at 20?
You're done.
Okay.
I'm dead.
Bye bye.
Oh my god, man.
Not trying to be the devil's attorney though, but I find this sort of cheese less frustrating than in a game like Brawlhalla. Because in Brawlhalla, everything is pretty damn well balanced, and tier lists rarely go beyond B as their lowest tier. So when you hit someone with something overpowered, it will feel more unfair because everything else isn't.
It killed me on orange. What is this joke?
But in Multiversus, every character has access to cheesy options. When Superman grabs me off stage and kills me at 20, I can just answer back by saying, "Hey yo, fuck your couch, catch my Jerry outside." Not even gonna try to edgeguard you, I'm gonna let him do it for me. And it's kind of a common theme for a lot of aspects in Multiversus. They kinda went with the philosophy of, if everything is broken, nothing is broken. Unless you play this piece of shit, then you boosted as fuck, I don't even wanna hear it. You can reach the blast zone very easily to secure kills.
Okay, Doc. You got me fair and square.
No, what the fuck?
Downers have crazy force,
Oh, okay, never mind.
and you usually shit your pants when you're off stage.
Oh, we just saved them.
Ow, how?
Get the fuck out!
Moves have no recover time whatsoever. I have to applaud Multiversus for its more ingenious mechanic though, taking the form of attack decay. It's extremely simple, but fixes so many issues at all levels of play. The more you hit one move without hitting a different one, the less damage and knockback it does, and DI becomes much more effective because of it. Alright, this game also has directional influence.
It's a defensive mechanism that allows you to control which direction you fly when you get hit.
I can't stress how good that change is though. At low level, it removes the frustration of getting hit by the same move that the other guy is spamming to beat you. And it forces you to learn combos, be creative, aka learning the game. In this game you won't hear, oh this guy is a spammer, because you literally cannot spam. And if you hear someone say this, just ask him to download League of Legends again, because clearly you launched the wrong game. At high level, it prevents you from trying to spam the same kill move over and over again until it works. You'll have to learn the percentages for that, and that adds skill. I guess it's time we talk about this mode. I love 1v1 because it's a true test of skill. When you pull something insane, you get rewarded accordingly for it. And
you have to get out of your comfort zone and get bodied by real people over and over again. I mean, you're playing a one-on-one game where you're represented by a character on the screen who screams in agony when you fail to block, and no one is there to help you. There's no save and reload feature, there are no teammates to share the blame, and when you lose, the game will write a personal message for you in huge letters, and an announcer will read it out loud.
You lose. But there's no denying that Multiversus is a 2's game first, with 1v1 kinda feeling like an afterthought. With this idea in mind, decisions like barely having hit stun starts to make sense, because in doubles you have no team damage, meaning that follow-ups are made safer and easy. If you ever play 1v1 in that game and wonder, what were they thinking when allowing this? Most of the time the answer is, because it was made with 2's in mind. If normal hit stun was applied to the characters, you would think something similar to Brawlhalla, where one failed interaction in 2v1 situation often leads into a stock. And well, how does team even play out? Well, honestly, it's well thought out. The synergy in 2's is pushed to another level by having characters kit directly interact with your teammate. For example, Raindog can grapple his teammate, giving them a second chance if they ever happen to get edge guarded by 2 people at the same time. Wonder Woman can give a shield, Tom can throw Jerry towards an ally, and he will stick with him and help him out, allowing for insane team plays, which also appears in perk selection by the way. Your character has access to 3 small perks, as well as a special perk. The special perk is character dependent and can only be accessed after reaching level 8 with said character. The special perk is also pretty impactful compared to the other ones, but the small perks are pretty interesting as well. They are split into 3 categories: offensive perks, defensive perks, and utility perks. The names are pretty self-explanatory. The interesting part though is that these effects can stack on top of each other if your teammate equips them at the same time. See that perk? If you're the only one to use it, then you only get a third jump after hitting an opponent. But what happens if your teammate also equips that perk? Why you just get a permanent third jump? I will say though that the unlock rate for those perks is just made tedious rather than interesting. A lot of these perks are pretty lazy, most of them just being a flat buff like extra percentage. Aside, 2's is generally preferred over 1v1, it's the spotlight of tournaments. But they just had to remove spectating. I still don't know what motivated them to do that, but it straight up fucked the online tournament scene. Some casters even have to use Discord streams to cast. What is this, 2008 or something? Why can't we have this? And speaking of basic features, where are replays? Oh, but the game is still new. Yeah, it should have been added before the launch of Season 1. Why is the friend? Well, actually, just the UI in general so god-awful. Like, why is recent players made more appealing than friends? Why is the ability cooldown so small? I get it's customizable, and to be fair, you can customize a lot of stuff, I applaud that. But it wouldn't hurt to make it a bit more clean and comprehensive. Why do some characters need more coin to unlock than others? And why do you barely get any coins from the games? How come training mode lacks important features like frame data or hitbox and hurtbox displays? It's okay for a game like Melee because that game came out in 2001, but we are in 2022, those information should be freely accessible by now. And it's such a shame too, because having those information helps the community give more important feedback to developers, because when you look at this move, it doesn't hit, but it does. So it will just help to see what's the hitbox actually, and see which part of the hitbox is unnecessary. So I'm hoping that these features gets added with the next patches, and I actually applaud the developers for actually being fully transparent regarding the game. And I hope it stays that way, because lack of transparency can actually kill the trust that the community have towards the developers.
And are we noticing anything with specifically input delay or anything like that? Because that seems to be like the big sticking point, is not necessarily a lot of frame will skip, but that they'll have input delay because EAC is on, in their opinion.
I don't know. I'll look at it. Okay.
They haven't looked at it?
Chat, explain BMG now.
Enough
Negativity.
Let's talk about some positive aspects of the game, like the fact that you can be in training mode while you're in the queue. I rarely had to wait for too long, but when ranked gets added, you'll start seeing queue times reaching minutes, so that's pretty neat. The netcode in this game is also really good. There has been time where I was having 100 ping and I barely felt any difference. Although you may have seen videos of the server having a temper tantrum, but those aren't accurately reflecting the reality, because it's just the consequence of Multiversus' popularity. An insane amount of players all started playing the game as soon as the game became public, and while the developers weren't ready for it, so give them some time and this won't be an issue anymore. The music in general is fine, with a couple of sessions that do sound great, but it's nothing to write home about. Overall, Multiversus is an actually interesting addition to the platform fighter market. The gameplay is buttery smooth, with very interesting mechanics, a proper identity with its characters and design. The emphasis on 2 synergy gives the game a proper reason to be played over games like Super Smash Bros. Or Brawlhalla. Although, if you're looking for a 1v1 experience only, then I wouldn't recommend Multiversus. The 2's design choices only hurting the 1v1 game mode, but I can happily say that Multiversus is the 3rd platform fighter to actually reach out to a big audience, and those are enough reason to actually enjoy Multiversus. I know I did.
You didn't want to kill to save me, man.
Yeah, no one does.
Okay, I'm throwing the game.
Okay, go upstairs, I'll tell you.
Okay. Alright, what?
Yeah, I need your help when he grabs me off stage.
Like this? Oh, legs, what? What was that? What happened? Talk to me.
I made a mistake.
Bruh. Oh, he
frozen the other direction. I'm going to kill myself. Like I just did right now.
Oh, he got down there.
Yeah.
Oh. Hey, Ezra, what's the excuse this time? Was it a map?
Yeah, bad map.
Complete other direction.
21 damage? 21 damage?
I carried, to be honest.
Wait, what?
No!
Hold that. Oh, no, my crate.
Oh. Saved. Boom. Bro,
Cringe, bro. Oh, you're cringe. You're playing cringe. Oh, I'm better player. Help me! Oh, you're dead.
Oh, the ball! LGT? Can you mind explaining this one?
You died twice as well, big man, relax.
Yeah, but I got kills, man. I got kills, man. No, oh, 62 damage? Nice one, LGT.
Earnings check? Earnings check?
Take my place, Naz.
Okay, no, we can talk
How's
about
it coming?
But it's still earnings, okay?
He got $5. Hey, earnings check, earnings.
Thank you for watching. If you like this video, how about you drop a like and a sub? That really helps me out a lot. Comment down below what game you want me to review next and I may review it one day. On that note, have a nice day. Peace.